Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about being a single urban Indian female, which, is a problem that only affects, well, I say problem when I actually mean a privilege, that only affects about 0.1 of us in the population. But the reason I chose this as a subject is because basically a lot has been happening around your city girls nowadays. For example, this. I mean, I'm sure you all have heard about the slut walk that created a great furor in Toronto recently. Basically, some police told citizens of Toronto that the reason they were attacked was because they were dressed like sluts. And now that has created a reaction all over the world where women are going on slut walks and dressing provocatively and saying it doesn't matter what we wear, we will still be perceived like this. Now, there's going to be a slut walk in Delhi in about a couple of weeks. And this has been creating quite a controversy because people don't think that in a country like ours, where women are raped and harassed on a daily scale, despite what they wear, that this is a problem that could extend to everyone. You know, to people like me maybe, but what about your poor women who are also harassed and raped quite frequently? So I did a Google image search for slut, and I was a little concerned about these images, but you'll see what I mean. Because these are the kind of images that come up when you search. When in fact, people could think you're a slut even when you look like this. Basically, the problem I have with slut walk, I think it's a great idea. I think it's a fantastic concept for reclaiming our streets. But the problem I have is that I think it should be about the sexually empowered women. Why are men so scared about a woman who can say what she wants and do what she likes? A lot of women have faced this backlash all across India, and it really doesn't matter what you're wearing. I think this is our essential problem. This is basically a country that doesn't like its women. I mean, let's face it, this is our sex ratio. That's how many men we have. And every day, this is what's happening. Haryana already has shortage of women. So much so that the men that are going unmarried, they have to buy their women from other villages. You could go to a time where these boys will all be single. And then what happens to us, right? Moving on, I want to talk a little bit about this. Well, not really me, but I'm using myself as an example over here. I have friends who are successful in all their fields. Some are successful journalists, some are successful businesswomen. And basically, at the end of the day, this is what we get asked. Everywhere, without fail, you go there and people are like, oh, when you're getting married. And it's not just the older relatives who are doing this. If I'm sitting with my friends, inevitably the conversation will go around to our love lives. Or not love lives. Why must we choose to label ourselves by someone else? I think essentially our label should be whoever we want it to be. We should not be put on this planet just in order to be with another person. And I think essentially the problem is in this country with this great movement between the tradition and the modernity, the problem is that when you can't put someone in a box, when there is someone like me and my house help says to me one morning, when are you getting married? I mean, it's such a common question, right? The problem is when they can't put you in a box, they feel that you failed. When you can't check this off the report card of your life, you failed. It doesn't matter all the other stuff you've done. It doesn't matter that you're successful or doing great things for yourself or really, really happy. What matters is that if you reach a certain age and you're unmarried, that's it. You're a failure. It makes you feel like this a little bit. What is your identity? What do you think of yourself as? Would the number one thing that you use to define yourself be woman, musician, photographer, writer? The point is that your identity has to do with you. I bet not many people would say husband or wife. Your identity is what you create for yourself, and not saying there's anything wrong with wanting to be a husband or a wife, because feminism now is about doing what you want to do, but it should be what makes you happy, not what you think society expects out of you. This is our basic dilemma. On the one side, you have people saying, that you're not traditional. That you, by wearing jeans, like I'm doing right now, or by speaking in English, as I'm doing right now, I am in some way not an Indian. Well, as I'm used to you, I have an Indian passport. I was born and raised here, I've never gone abroad to study. My skin is as brown as the rest of yours. And so I wear jeans. Jeans are comfortable. And the reason I'm speaking in English is so that all of you can understand me. If I spoke in Hindi, you wouldn't. If I spoke in Malayalam, maybe some people would. Anyway, I can't speak much Malayalam, so I guess that's even out of the question. But the point is that tradition means that men can treat the single urban female, especially in cities, like enemies. That means that we have to worry about the way we dress and the way we look. We have to worry that if we don't look a certain way, if we go out on the road, for example, in jeans and a t-shirt, then we're somehow asking for harassment or vilification just because of our gender. This is one of my favorite songs, but again, the point is that it goes on to say, if you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. Right? I mean, everyone's familiar with Beyonce, I think it is. But if you like it, then you buy yourself a ring. Don't be confined by what tradition and gender rules expect you to do. And this is what everyone thinks a feminist normally is. The other day I was sitting with a friend, and I remember her saying to me very strongly, I don't think I'm a feminist. And I said, why on earth would you say that? Do you not believe in equal rights for women? She said, no, but I'm not like all militant and stuff like that. And then I began thinking of all my friends who either deny being feminist or my male friends who seem to be so scared of using the word, the F word as we're calling it now. Is that because being a feminist is unsexy? Is it because that feminism basically directly conflicts with femininity? Can we not be women and be feminists at the same time? I think the media has a large part to play with this because people don't understand women who want to be strong and who want to stand up for themselves. And so when you think of a feminist, you think of an angry woman who's like stomping on her bra and saying no, 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 no. When in fact, being a feminist that's it. It's as easy as that. Equal rights. Believing that I can live as well as a young single man in the city could. Believing that there shouldn't be double standards just because I happen to be born differently. Believing that there shouldn't be all these many girls around the country who are being killed, whose sexes are being changed. I don't know if you read the article in Ahmedabad about the little girls are being turned into little boys. It's just as good. I understand that tradition in India says you have to get a girl married off at a great cost. But the fact of the matter is, city people like us don't have to deal with that problem. So what's wrong with raising our head and saying, okay, this is who I am, this is the way I was born, it's an accident of birth, just as you're tall or you're fat, I'm a girl. And this is how it's going to be. I'm going to live my life the way I want to live it. The fact is, there's no wrong way to wear a body. Your body is what it is, the way it was given to you. And we need to learn how to live in a society that accepts all kinds of bodies, including women. At the end of the day, you need to live, be yourself, and don't let anyone stick a label on your forehead that you don't want there. The only label that you should have appended to you is your own. Thank you.